is our first day of school.
Y'all excited?
Yeah!
Who's your teachers this year?
Mine is Miss Diveford and Miss Antil.
Yeah.
Mine is Miss Champagne.
Champagne. Mommy, are you ready for school to start back up?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Let's do it. And with that, let's get started. So far we're at halfway through day number 1 of virtual school. What are you thinking so far?
It's really good.
Wow, that's insightful.
It's really fun.
It's fun.
So I think here's what we've learned so far is that one, it's gonna be tough because there's a lot of, we have to sort of introduce everything. It's day 1, so we're getting back to following directions and how do I spell this? How do I spell that? Oh, you wrote a D and a B backwards. That's like elementary kindergarten stuff. So just having patience.
I think it's more for you, Chris, to know that you have to have patience.
I don't have patience. I've been all over nail bells this morning, right?
Yeah, you got mad at me.
Well, I'm not a teacher, so we're trying to figure it out. But we're doing okay.
But he still got mad at me.
Yeah, it happened. Sorry. I love you anyway. So now we're doing surveys. We're doing welcome packets.
And their secret passcodes.
Secret passcodes?
Yeah,
they can't know about them.
Yeah, they're secret. It's gonna be a rough couple of weeks with not having Chromebooks yet and just getting teachers assigned last night. So we're getting there, and I think as a family we'll be able to get through it.
What do you guys think? Y'all ready for some more?
Everyone just needs to have patience.
Patience, what's that?
And you can't add on notebook because it's secret.
Well, now they know where to go.
Yeah. All right.
So today it's the next day and I finished with school. It was good. It was a little bit confusing at first because like I had to log in and all this stuff. But other than that, it was fun. We haven't got our laptops that we're supposed to get yet, but we're waiting to get them. And our Chromebooks, and it was pretty fun.
Hello, I'm Janelle, and I finished my second day of school, and it was really fun. I had a meeting this morning, and then I did all my schoolwork after my meeting. So it was really fun. I'm all finished with my schoolwork, and tomorrow I will have more schoolwork, but tomorrow I will be going to a birthday party. But I will have virtual school, and we might go play with our friends. And it was a really fun day doing virtual school, and I think virtual school is way more better than going to school, but school at real school is kind of more faster than virtual because you're always on a computer and you have to do way more things on the computer than at school. So I think school is way more better than virtual. I know I said like 10 seconds ago, virtual is way more better. I changed my mind. School is way more better than virtual. Whoever thinks virtual is better is weird. But it's been really fun, and I'm gonna go play with my friends, so bye!
It's going good. I'm on the second one right now. I just finished reading the last math lesson. So now I'm on to the next math lesson. It's tough.
So it's day number 3 in our adventures of virtual school. It's Wednesday afternoon. The girls are finishing up their lessons for the day. We decided to tackle all of math today, and all I can say so far is a couple things. One, I tremendously feel like virtual school and school at home is basically just school that you would have at school at home. We're printing off a ton of worksheets. We're having to scan documents. It makes me definitely feel like it might be a really good idea to maybe just have a book of all the math problems, but it's still early. We'll figure it out. We'll find the groove. Spending a lot of time being tech support and how do you print something? How do you, scan something? There's a lot of daddies. How do I, get this material? Because if we're doing science class, Jasmine did some science today, and it required, a magnet and a bowl and pennies and all this other stuff, and you're just thinking, oh, so this is just like you would do in school, literally at home. We haven't done a lot of videos every single day. We're just trying to get in the groove, but here's one tip that I have picked up. I now understand why teachers have so many memes and pictures and jokes about wine, because it is 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and normally I don't drink beer unless I've been out working really hard out in the sun. But there's just something about a beer right now that just screams, I need this so bad. So I'm gonna partake in this, and let's see how the rest of the week goes. Okay, so we have finished week 1 of virtual school. It was a little bit of a struggle. I think we learned a lot. Right? We learned a lot about school. We learned a lot about how we were going to make it work. We've learned some techniques about how to use a computer, getting up early and managing our time, right? Yes. Getting up and starting the day.
Today, me and Jonathan woke up at 7.
So, I think we've learned that we need to get up in the morning. We need to start the day. And I've actually been really surprised of how much work they've actually had to do.
Yes. So this week was you don't have to, this week was a free week, but we decided to go on because we had everything set up and all that. And so now we're a week ahead, which is good because our teacher said it's okay to be 1 week ahead, and they want us actually ahead.
I think, if you're doing virtual homeschooling like we are, we've had to finagle our setup a little bit.
Yes.
So the girls started the week off in their room, and then there were a lot of questions. I had to do a lot more work as a teacher / dad.
Than last year.
Yeah, last year I kind of sat around and was just here for questions, but at one point I just put a chair in both of their rooms and just jumped back and forth. Today we were trying to catch up Janelle. I'm sorry.
I had trouble this week because I had a lot than Jasmine, and I think the other day I had to do science, and the first question was have 14 questions, and then I just did 2 for science, but then today I had to finish mostly everything, but not that much paper. My teacher gave me 1,000 pages.
Her teacher did not give her 1,000 pages. The program that she's using does have a lot of segments in it. There were a lot of introductory things that Janelle had to do, especially for science. She hasn't had a science class before, so we had to do a lot of how do you measure and what's a hypothesis, and there were a lot of science, just fundamental things that were pretty hard right out of the gate.
One thing I thought was cool about the program was that for some of our lessons, you can print out something and learn how to make something. Like for today, I made a holder water bottle that you just need duct tape and string, and you could just strap it on your shoulder, which I thought was really cool.
And she made one for me because she's a nice sister.
So they talk about stuff that you need. It is really weird to just be sitting here and all of a sudden hear, Daddy, I need a pencil, a metal, what was it, like a metal bowl, a ruler, like all this stuff, and you're thinking, this is just stuff that they would do at school. I will say though, the biggest struggle that I think we've had, printing off stuff.
Yes.
There's a tremendous amount of things that you just print off. And I think with Jasmine, there were some things, but not a lot. For Janelle, I was amazed at the amount of stuff that they asked her to print off. It was probably a good 100 pages over the entire week, where some of it just felt like we're literally doing what you would do in a classroom at home, as opposed to, you know, being able to answer some of those questions on a website or being able to like fill in a blank. There were quite a lot of pages printed off.
Yeah.
So we're recycling paper because a lot of it is do this, take a picture of it, send it in to the teacher.
And that's just, you don't really need to print out things.
Like when I print out stuff,
what's on my arm is great.
Sometimes I recycle some of mine, and when I print it out, and today, excuse me.
You feel better about that?
Yes.
Okay.
Daddy made a cool thing that once you're finished, and this is a good tip for you guys too who's doing virtual school if you have a lot of printing.
And
once
if
you're finished with the page that is just one side, you can put an X on it and flip it over and put it on the other side. So when you print it out again, you will know which side, and you don't get confused on which side you can use, which I thought was really cool. So good job, Dad.
Yeah, good job, Daddy.
And Groot balls.
Groot has not been around all week. This is just today's thing. One other thing, we have a sign in our window that's both red and green that kind of lets everybody in the neighborhood know whether or not we're available to play.
So here's our red and green side.
So here's the red side.
For when we are working, and the green side is when we can play.
We're working on our iPads right now because they were set up to connect to Lisa. So every time they get a message or anything like that, it goes to Lisa as well. So instead, we're going to set up a kid's Apple account, which we're in the process of doing now, which allows them to have their own accounts that are monitored and restricted, but then add their email address, be able to text or call their teacher if they need to, and then they'll kind of have their own stuff there. I mean, we'll still monitor it through the parental app, but at least then it's their own. So overall, good week?
Yes.
Ready to do it again next week?
One thing though, I did not anticipate 4th grade. But 4th grade, I think after 2 weeks, it will get a little bit more harder. But so far it's been okay. The only hard part right now has been ELA and social studies. That's been my
All of mine was PE, social studies, everything.
Everything was hard?
Well, the most thing that was really hard is science, because I never did science before, so it's my first time.
That's true. Science took a really long time. All right, y'all ready to start the weekend?
Yeah, let's do it.
Thank you for watching for this week. I know we kind of put a small clip together and it's really all over the place because that's kind of how the whole week felt. But thanks for watching.
Bye.